Welcome back to the Diamond K Show here on RadioFire.com. Your man Diamond K in here holding it down. Nikki's in the building. How you doing, Nikki?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good?
Yes.
So over the weekend, I was a member of a panel discussion. Did you know that?
I heard some rumblings.
Yeah, so it was on the history of Baltimore nightlife. And it was called Club Faces.
Really? Interesting title.
Interesting title, right? Random information. So Reggie did a song called Club Face. Get the Club
Really?
Face. Yeah, like 2000. It was random, I know. So anyway, it was focused on clubs in Baltimore.
Wow.
In the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. So you had some former club owners, promoters, talking about their experiences. And I was there. Obviously, I didn't own any clubs, but I mixed in a whole lot of clubs and made a lot of club music.
Right.
And then they had this, I'm going to call her a socialite. But she was a socialite from the 80s. Okay?
I'm going to get you.
But they had her now. Yeah. So she was there now. Well, not now, today. It was over the weekend. But
are we divulging a name or are you just...
What was her name?
Yes.
I think her name was Michelle. And so Michelle was a someone who went to a lot of parties in the 80s, and she was she went to Odell's, she went to what did she say? Fantasies. She went to Druid Hill Park. Went to Drew Hill Park. She went to the lot. She drove around her car, drove around downtown. You drive around, keep driving around at the club, let out. She did all those things. So it was interesting hearing her talk about her experiences. And so the conversations ranged from, like I said, fantasies, we talked about Paradox too, Hammerjack, stuff from the 90s. And so took questions from the crowd and all that kind of good stuff. So it was interesting. I shared some stories, but the old timers that were in there, they like to talk. So I didn't get a chance to get a whole lot. I got a little bit of stuff in there, but it was good. So it was good. You had a good weekend?
Yes, I did.
What did you do? None of my business. Okay, fine. We don't need to know. Okay, that's fine.
It's a secret.
I was hoping that you weren't going to share. Actually,
coming soon.
Yeah, I was hoping you weren't going to even say. I was hoping you was going to say nothing and didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because sad news. We'll dive right in. Sad news. Sad news out of Baltimore.
Okay.
So, a dangerous situation today happened. Could have been much worse. Mm-hmm. But a shooting took place inside a methadone clinic here in Baltimore, the 2100 block of Maryland Avenue. So, I mean, we can't throw a rock there, but it's not that far. Close enough. Close enough. So, a patient said that a gunman demanded a large container of medication, methadone, and held the nurse at gunpoint, actually. Police received the call just after 7 a.m. today of an armed person. And according to the police commissioner, Michael Harrison, by the time the officers arrived, the gunman had already fired 2 shots. And Harrison said that the officers tried to de-escalate the situation, but the suspect actually began shooting at the officer. And so suspect fired upon the officer. Gunfire was returned, and so the suspect actually shot the officer, 25-year veteran of the Northern District, shot in the lower abdomen under his bulletproof vest. Okay, it can happen. Have you worn a bulletproof vest before?
No.
Okay, I have. It can happen.
What? Wait a minute. You have? Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not even gonna ask.
Why did I wear a bulletproof vest?
Yes.
All right. So.
Okay.
All right, fine. Because when the time when I was doing it, I realized maybe this is ridiculous. So at the club. I used to work at a club.
Okay.
And worked at a lot of clubs, but so I'm DJing at a club, and before you establish a relationship with the bouncers,
Right. Okay.
Because y'all are there early, and the only people that get more action than the DJ is the bouncer,
Okay.
because girls want to get in the club.
Well, when you say action, what do you mean?
Is that an old word?
Yeah.
Is action an old word?
Absolutely.
Do I sound old?
Action. What?
Action.
What is that?
Attention from the ladies.
There we go. Okay. You had to break it down a little bit. Action.
Yeah. So anyway, so sometimes the bouncers, I would grab the bouncers, vest.
Okay.
And I would put it on sometimes, and I'm a DJ in this. Just so you know, wearing a vest outside of your clothes is against the law. Okay, you're not supposed to do that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So just so you know, random information. Okay. But then I got to the point where I would wear it under just because I thought it was cool. It's very hot.
I was
kind of heavy.
Isn't it hot?
It's ridiculous. Okay. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Yeah, but did that random.
Extra.
So getting back to methadone, and some people have heard this word a lot, and I think that they don't know what it is.
Okay.
So tell people what methadone is.
Sure. Okay. So methadone is an opioid medication.
Yeah.
Methadone reduces withdrawal symptoms in people addicted to heroin and other narcotic drugs without causing the high, and it's in quotes, associated with the drug addiction. Methadone is used as a pain reliever and is part of drug addiction detoxification and maintenance programs.
Okay.
It is available only from a certified pharmacy. But the interesting thing is some of the side effects, or people who can't use it.
Yeah.
So if you have severe asthma or breathing problems or a blockage in your stomach or intestines, you cannot use it.
Okay.
So I don't know how effective.
Yes. So basically, it is something that is used to wean them off of one substance and put them on something else that's more that's regulated.
Right.
Ultimately.
Right.
Okay. So so the gentleman, suspect, citizen, went into this methadone clinic demanding some of that stuff. So it appears to me that it has an addictive nature. I'm assuming.
Absolutely. It seems like you're trading one for the other. I don't understand.
You're trading the cold for the flu.
Yes, like you're jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. I don't understand how methadone.
You know when they say that? Let's go to that. So when you say, because people throw around these cliches all the time, and I like to dissect cliches. So when you say jumping out of the frying pan into the fire,
yes,
that's worse.
Right.
Jumping into the fire is worse than the frying pan.
I think.
But a lot of people use that and say just one as bad as the other. But I think that is worse. So, do you think that is the proper use of the cliche? Do you think that methadone is worse than they said it's used for heroin?
Well, yeah.
For weaning them off of heroin. Yes. Which one is worse? Do you think?
Well, I don't know personally. However, what I think is if you have the hopes of being your addiction being curbed, okay, and you get actually the thing that you're thinking will help you. Now you're addicted to it to the point that you were addicted to the heroin. I think that's a misconception. Like, it gives you false hope. That's just what I think.
That's interesting. I think we probably need to have someone here that works in this industry at a later date. But to me, if it's a part of a process where they were on heroin and then we put them on this methadone, and then the next step is to put them on aspirin. I'm just throwing something out there. Right. And then the next step is to put them on nothing. If that is the process, boom, makes sense. But I don't know if that's the process. I think the process is just keeping them on methadone, forever.
In perpetuity?
Yes, because it's regulated. That's what I'm thinking. So I want to sit and talk with somebody about that, and we're going to do that at a later date. Okay. But real quick, running this down, the police officer, as I said, was alert and conscious when he was taken into surgery earlier today. Stable condition, and he is, just so you know, he is an authorized rifleman. If you were wondering why he had a rifle, It's because he's authorized to carry that.
Okay.
All right. So there were a lot of things that were thrown out here that I want to say. So now, the police commissioner also said that the suspect and another man were found in a separate room suffering from gunshot wounds. They were taken to the hospital and later died. Okay, so there's another guy who was killed.
Okay.
All right. Now, the police commissioner wanted to point out that our guy only shot one person. We don't know what happened to this other guy.
Okay.
And but as I said, the fact remains that there were two people found dead. One of them being the shooter and another gentleman. So we got to figure that out.
Right.
So the police automatically put, hey, we didn't shoot him. Okay. So that is neither here nor there. We will see about that. Of course, you're listening to the Diamond K Show. Just tuning in. And if you are tired of mainstream media misrepresenting the truth and spinning things, because I think that people spin things, I encourage people to become a premium subscriber to Radio on Fire. We are the voice of urban America, and RadioOnFire.com/join is where you go. So in addition to the officer and the other two men that were shot at the clinic, later found to be deceased, an employee was also injured. She, however, not life-threatening injuries. So one officer is to be commended. He is 32 years old, 3-year veteran. He put his life in danger. Because it's dangerous. Absolutely. Put his life in danger during this gunfight to pull his supervisor out of the way after he got shot.
Wow, that's heroic.
Yeah, okay, it is. So you know what my question was? I hear all this. It was OK Corral and all that kind of thing. OK Corral and the methadone clinic. Okay. All of that. Where was the body camera? I need to see the body camera. I need to see the body camera footage. And anybody turn the body camera off? Because I mean, they can say whatever they want to say. Right. And I'm reading what the police commissioner said. Who I like his energy. He seems like he's on the up and up. Right. But they say the body cameras was on, and they have been reviewing the footage. Now, that's fine and nice. I want to see the body camera footage. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Definitely, we'll see what happens. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Nikki, thank you as always. You're welcome. And we are now dropping shows twice a day, 9 a.m., 12 noon, radioonfire.com. Hit the share button, hit the like button, subscribe button, however you are hearing this transmission. And thank you, as I said, always. Okay?